Hey everyone, I wanted to get a video here of some of, I guess, reviews of my recent pickups. And yeah, so here we go. I picked this up. I'm pretty sure everyone's read all these comics by now, but I still want to, I guess, just try and review them. I was a little late to this video, but I picked up this comic because I saw everyone getting it, and I was hoping it was going to be what I thought it was going to be, and that's talking about issue 1, or this is issue 1 of Penguin, Pain, and Prejudice. There's 5 of them, and I'm definitely going to pick them up because it's exactly what I wanted. There is a book, a one-shot series of Joker's Asylum, in which he talks, or in which it covers the villains, one shot of each person, Scarecrow, Penguin, and this one was kind of like the Penguin one, only referring to as it goes, it shows his origins of when he was little, and him getting picked on by kids and women, and even his father in this one, and you see, it shows you that, like, the only person that really loved him was his mom, and I guess he's got that face only a mother can love thing. But it goes into his origins, and it shows, why he became so angry and such a bad guy. And it also shows you him now, who's like this ruthless collector who'd do anything to get what he wants. So there's a part in here where he wants this necklace that's almost like the Hope Diamond. It's like a huge diamond around this girl's neck, and he sends out some henchmen to go get it, and they ambush the car that the woman was in, and they can't get it off her neck because it's like reinforced on her neck somehow. So, the guy's like, I got an idea, and you think, oh, he's just gonna cut it off, but no, it gets a little graphic here, but he cuts off her head, and it gets the necklace, which is crazy, but I was like, this is exactly what I had pictured. Penguin's not just this, like, Danny DeVito. Well, Danny DeVito had sort of the same sadistic side, but they couldn't go that far with it. So, but yeah, I liked it a lot, and even the ending. In this book it ends, and Batman crashes through the party that he's throwing, and he just says, hey, we need to talk. Right there, it was like, now I want to know what happens next. So I'll definitely be picking these up, and thanks to everyone who was picking them up and saying that it was a good book. They were absolutely right. The next book is my favorite right now, and it's Batwoman, number 5, and that cover is just awesome. Again, but if you haven't read this one, what happened last time on this book was that Flamebird got in a fight with this Frankenstein character who has this hook, and she got stabbed or slashed up by him pretty good, and she was picked up by who she thought was doctors, and it turns out that they're not. It's actually the detective and the detective that's trying to find Batwoman, or Kate Kane, and they ask her, is there anyone we can call? Please tell us. Please help us out. And she kind of rats out who Batwoman is, because they know whoever she says, that's who it is. So she says Kate Kane, and there you go. So they take Flamebird to the hospital and stuff, and it ends with Batwoman finding out that the ghost was like the mother, or the mother was like a drunk. It was a woman who was like a drunk, and she was like irresponsible, and her kids ended up drowning. I think that's what happened. Trying to remember, but yeah. So anyways, the next book starts off with Kate Kane going to the pier and talking to the ghost, and the ghost kind of shows her other side, and she kind of like starts possessing Kate into showing her, her past, while showing also the ghost past and Kate's past. And it kind of came off to me that the other woman that's in the bottom of here in the water is her sister. And if I'm not right, you can fill me in, because I was kind of lost on that. But she says it's not her fault for her being lost, and and then she kind of fights her off just by her verbal words and fighting back against the fear. And before the ghost goes, she says the kids are with Medusa. No one knows who this Medusa is. So Kate goes back to her apartment, and in her apartment is the detective with the skeleton-looking guy, whose name is Bones, or Director Bones. And you think there's gonna be a scuffle. Well, there is like a little scuffle between them, but he actually wants her to join up with him and his company, and not Batman's company, which is Batman Inc. And he kind of convinces her, because they're going to where is it they're going to? Oh, they're going to find out who this Medusa person is, who it's not even a person, it's an organization or a group. And so Batwoman's all for it, and she goes back to Betty's, or Flamebird's, hospital room, and she's talking to her while she's unconscious, telling her that she's going to join the Director Bones' group. And Batman's in the room, and he's like, this is wrong, it's a trap. And she's like, I know, I won't let it get to that. And but then it ends, and I felt like this book was so quick. Like, maybe there wasn't that much dialogue or something, but I read it so quick, and I was like, at the end I was just like, oh, it's over. And that's how I am every time I read this. I'm like, it's over, dang. But it's definitely my favorite book. I love the stories, and I love the art in it, and it's written well, it's drawn well, it's just awesome. So, try and jump along here. If I'm right, there is X-Men, or Wolverine and the X-Men issue 3. And after this issue comes this issue, I believe, which is Wolverine and the X-Men Alpha and Omega. And it's 1 of 5. And this was awesome, because it was like a little side story of what I believe happened after this day, or after maybe the next day. And Quentin Quire, he hates Logan for bringing him to his school. And he's looking at Logan fighting, kind of practicing fighting outside with this girl, and he's like, he gets this idea to put them in like an alternate world, like a Matrix. So he does like his psychic abilities and builds this whole world and knocks them out pretty much. And as he has control of the world, they really think that they're in there, and they don't know why. They're just searching for something. And they also don't know that they have powers, and they only know each other's names. So it's pretty cool on that part. He has to hide the bodies because now they're just like unconscious. And so he goes back to his room, and he's controlling this whole world, controlling everything that happens, making people talk, all this stuff. And you think everything's going well, and then all of a sudden, it shows him controlling him. Shows Quentin controlling the whole thing from his room, and then the next thing is Logan out in the shed, still awake yet still asleep somehow, I think. And he's yelling Quentin's name because he's like, he wants him to get out of his brain. And I think it was an awesome cliffhanger, and I love how this story was written. and the idea was awesome, so I can't wait to pick up the next one. So moving on to the last book, in this one, it was total chaos. The school got destroyed. Quentin saved the day. Quentin saved the day by, killing the worm, or the big tremor, or whatever you want to call it. It was just some weird mutant, and because he was the only one to be able to talk to it, and yeah, so everything was crazy after that, and Wolverine was suing him with Daredevil as his attorney, or was suing the kids who destroyed the school, and so it was a pretty cool ending to that book. Which brings me, well, I guess I can leave this here and just put this one here, to issue 4 of Wolverine and X-Men. And I really like how this is written as well. It almost reminds me that if they wanted to, this could be a cartoon easily, because of artwork, because of storyline, minus some curse words here and there. And this one had a few more than the other ones. But this could definitely be a cartoon series. I would watch this because it's written and it looks like a cartoon, which some people are kind of angry with how Wolverine looks, and I am too as well. He's a little too stocky, or he's a little small, but buff. It's not the actual Wolverine that everyone knows. But anyway, in this story, it's the first week of the school actually being open, and they're getting used to all these people coming in. They just got a new student called Genesis, and everyone's making fun of him and picking on him for looking weird, and just the usual thing that kids do, I guess, on the first day of school. But after that, they also show that not only is there a new student in this issue, but Archangel is in this issue, and he somehow thinks he's an angel, and I love that whole premise there. It's funny, and because of that, it's because Archangel forgot his memory because he was burnt by Apocalypse. Which I don't know where that was or when that was, but so it's Iceman Iceman tries to help him get back and figure out some stuff, get his memory back, and so they enroll him into school, and now he's a student there. So that was pretty cool. Also, Deathlock shows up. He predicts the futures of classmates. He goes around the whole class and he starts picking out people. You're going to either do this, and you're going to either do that or end up like this. And when they get to Genesis, he can't say anything because he just leaves. But Genesis wants to know, because Genesis runs out and asks, Deathlock, what can you not tell me? And he looks at him and goes through this whole little dream of seeing the future, and turns out that Genesis is going to be Apocalypse, or he's the son of Apocalypse, and he sees the future as him killing all the X-Men and taking over the world. So it's pretty cool. I love it. I'm not trying to ruin the end. There is a prologue at the end, which is pretty weird. Don't know what they're gonna do with that, but it's definitely a good read. And all these books are on my favorites. I picked them because of all the reviews I watched. Everyone's saying that these were the top ones, and they are right. But I was a little rushed in this video. Sorry about that. Hope you liked it. I'll try and probably just do a couple of reviews at a time instead of cramming all these into one video. But thanks for watching, and let me know what you think. Thanks.